Sivaya Nama Thiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our discussion on Thiruppaatu. In that we are discussing about the 17th Thiruppathikam, Thirunavalur Thiruppathikam, and we are continuing with the 10th verse right now. The verse goes this way. மீடுக்குண்டென்றோடியோர் வேற்பெடுத்தான் வலியை நெறித்தார் அடக்கம் கொண்டாவணம் காட்டினல் வெண்ணையோர் ஆளும் கொண்டார் தடுக்க ஒண்ணாததோர் வேழத்தினை உரி தேட்டுமையை நடுக்கம் கண்டார் கிடமாவது நம் திருநாவலூரே. This particular verse also comes as an autobiography, but it has a little bit more details about two other Puranas. The first one is about Ravana. We all know Ravana was a very great Saivite. He was an ardent Saivite, and one fine day, because of his ignorance, what he did was he trusted his power so much that he one day decided to lift the entire Kailash mountain. There's a lot of story. Some of them say because he was traveling in his flight, those days there was another type of a flight, and he was flying above the mountain, and the mountain was a hindrance for his flight, and because of that he decided to shift the mountain, and that is one of the story that people are saying. Another one they say is his mom was a great Shiva devotee, and it was very difficult for his mom to go all the way to Kailash on a daily, because all the way from Sri Lanka to Kailash is quite a long distance, right? So it was a bit difficult for her to do the Shiva Puja, and that is why he decided to bring the mountain back to Sri Lanka. That is another viewpoint that people are talking about. We really don't know what is true, but what is one thing that we know for sure that has happened is Lord Shiva forgave Ravana for whatever his misdeeds were. Even if it was due to his love on his mum, and he wanted to bring the Kailash mountain back to Sri Lanka, yet it is a fault, because destroying someone's house is a big no-no, and according to Saivam, Lord Shiva is our everything, and when we are trying to destroy his abode, that's it, everything is like, the fundamental itself is shaken. So Lord Shiva punished him severely, and that historical reference is given in the very first line itself. The second line talks about how Lord Shiva came and enslaved Nambi Arurar, and he says he kept all the documents hidden. No one knew where were the documents until the right moment came in. Just at the right time, which is the judgment time, we call it as the deadline, right? Exactly at the deadline, Lord Shiva showed the documents, the document proof to say that Nambi Arurar was his slave, and he enslaved Nambi Arurar, and that is what the second line talks about. The third line talks about Gajasamhara Murti, where Lord Shiva deskinned the elephant, which was aimed at Lord Shiva through or by the Tarugavana saints, and they let the elephant go and attack Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva just bashed the entire elephant and deskinned it. Looking at this, Uma Devi, which is Lord Shiva's consort, got a little bit scared, and that historical reference is, or rather Purana, is referenced in this particular verse as well. That kind of Lord Shiva stays in Thirunavalur, and that is the conclusion part. So again here also Nambi Arurar says that he was enslaved in the place called as Thirunavalur, and Thirunavalur is the place where Lord Shiva resides. So that's a conclusion of the 10th verse. I'll come back again with the finale verse very soon. Until then, Sivaya Nama Thiruchitrambalam.